expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. So when I say expanded, I firmly mean my extraterrestrial fam. And so, therefore, I wanted to put prime focus on them. Kind of like hosting this. For part B. Yeah. Okay. Let me put on some lip color. A little bit of something, okay? Now, first off, you're gonna see my ghetto thing. This is okay. I've had this for a long ass time. It's I don't know if I call it my favorite. I'm just and the tip is somewhere in here, you know. Uh-huh. You know that cat that summons Bagagwa? Merv the cat? You know, like I think they found their cat like eating chemicals. Gave it superpowers. That's what this is probably doing for me. You never know. You never know how the extraterrestrials work. There's so many. So anyway, on the left side, the hermit side, Shytttt, you know, with a Y, quadruple T, hermit card in reverse. On the recipient side, whoa, blaring lights, like I've just been abducted. We've just been abducted. Or perhaps adopted. I like that, since we're just talking about Merv. The special cut. Okay. All right. So on the right side, I didn't realize that I pulled not just duo, but multiples. Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing it too. Anyway, 6 of Pentacles on the back end. Reciprocation. A firm handshake, and we certainly made it on both ends. Okay. On the doing side, and 4 of Wands in reverse, and that leap of faith, 7 of Wands. That's a total of 11 Wands. That's the ace right there. So looking at that, this is the advantage with the mind shift. This is the paradigm shift. This is moving. This is a change in logistics. This is the roll of the dice, except it's kind of like snake eyes to you know, like a like if we're looking at the recipient side, it's like the police, you know. Drop your weapons. I don't know what they do. I've never been in that scenario. Okay, I don't know if I'm one of the cool kids or one of the truly cool kids. You never know. Who's defining these things? All right, so they're already starting a conundrum of fuckeries, let me tell you. Okay, so I woke up this morning and I dreamt specifically about somebody that's like an acquaintance through like the show ups, and he, like, it's like all this is like sexual nature. Okay, I don't know what the frick that's all about, but he wanted me to come on to him. Yeah, he wanted me to rev up not just my engine, but his engine. Okay? Okay, so it was lightening up here, okay? I don't think it got very detailed, except the fact that he wanted me to, like, seduce him, like, full on seduce. And, like, I can do those things, you know, but at the same time, it's like, what is the context behind all of this? It was like, I don't know what not that like I have any like interest. So I think this is like a projection, you know, dipping into my like my astral straits, dire straits, astral straits. Anyway, the channeling into that, and I'm like, that's what do you call it? An invasion of my privacy. And so like I wouldn't normally dream of these things, and so what do you call it? Yeah, so like I think we were dating in a scenario, and there was like a group or something, But he, like, it was like almost like what, voyeurism or something? Is that what it is? Like, instead of, he wanted other people like to see that anyway, his desires is basically me to amp up his ego through like a community sense, like his reputation, by me coming on to him, like such a sexy individual and such a sexy, like, you know what I mean? Like, he already has enough going on its own, but like so then, like, there's what that says, okay, we're gonna dig into this, is there's a true lacking there. If somebody strives to be super attractive on their own, like in the context of how everybody else would perceive attractiveness to be, and that's not enough, especially the schmoozing and all of that, then, like, to have me, like, that says there's a huge, like, sense of awareness, like, you can't escape this one. You came into my dream state, like, what? And yeah, beep beep, and you wanted me to come on to you, like, you wanted me to service you in some kind of like glorified aspect, make it your dream and my dream. What the heck is going on here? No. Tina does not put up with that shiz. So, and then so I wake up, okay, and I'm like, oh my god, my back is hurting again. And my back does not hurt, okay? I have a strong stomach, I have a strong back, I got strong, sturdy legs. I'm good. So this came from the event organizer. I told you. That's the only association. And I was like, okay, let's not jump to conclusion. Let's calm down. Let's go into our meditative state. Let's milk this for all it's got. So here I am, like straight up posture, leaning back, going through my stretches. And as I'm going through my stretches, I'm going through these like pretty large, substantial burps. I'm like, oh, it is him. Because then it was alleviated. Like, I started feeling like heart palpitations. And he told me that, and talking about like at the end that there was like some kind of body pains or whatever. Because I took off my shoes. I changed my shoes, rubbed my feet or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, blah, 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 that must feel good. And I was like, oh, what about you? And he complained about his back. That's how that arose to the occasion. And then something about smoking out, and I said, I was like, oh, it would be really nice to just relax and have one right now, just like one, just like one hit, that's it, not a whole one. Then just like, oh, relax, it's done, okay, good. And he said, oh, I can't do that anymore because I get like, my heart gets all like crazy, like I get all nervous and like, because okay, I will only divulge just as much as there's fuckery, okay? So, he said he started, I think, smoking out since he was like 12 or something like that. And he's done a bunch of other things along the way. So he can't smoke out anymore. It used to, give him that relaxed feeling. I was like, oh, like both kinds, even hybrid? And he's like, yeah. And I said, okay, that's weird. And then just trying to troubleshoot it and just conversating like one-to-one, no big deal. And he said, so I can't do that anymore, like it always gets me like very nervous, like anxious, my heart like feels like crazy, like beating out of my chest, like I have to check my pulse sometimes, and I'm like, that's freaking weird. So I'm like listening to him about these things, and I'm like, and I'm like looking at my like index, my glossary of like references in my head, and I'm like, well, I'm just offering insight, right? And I said, most people, it's what it is, usually from mixing substances. And I just left it at that, just like I'm gonna put it right there. Yeah, it's usually from mixed substances, FYI. And then he thought about it, and he like had a little bit of a smile, like he got caught a little bit, like a little naughty, like, but I wasn't trying to do that at all, but he kind of like dug that shit. So anyway, he didn't know what to say about that, and he's like, yeah, yeah. And yeah, you see the bump right there? And so because I said bump, he probably does coke too, because of that combination, or like some kind of like speed, like some accelerant, because your heart will not just do that shit on its own, unless you're not eating healthy. And I mean, he's a big guy, but he's not like muy gigante. He's not like one of those. And so I can't associate it on that. So and like when he talks and he breathes, it's not like in such an abundance to account for that. So I'm not just basing it off of looks, okay? And so he he said something like what was it? Oh yeah, and then he just started talking blah 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 blah. And then I was like, this is strange. He's just kind of talking at me, like feeding me stories. I've seen this kind of energy before. Like there's no need to reiterate, elaborate, etc. in like this motor mechanism, like and so I told him, you know what? Because like he talked over me. I said, usually was it something about calming? And I said, people find it like this. It's common. Yeah, when I was trying to say it's common, for people to feel that way, like the mix of things, like certain substances, and they're starting to feel like the heart palpitations, all of that, like the extreme, your body taking a toll on it. In your late 30s, starting in your late 30s. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm 38, but like he interrupted me when I said it's common, and he said, no, it's not calm. I don't get calm anymore. It's and I was like, wait a minute, he's not even listening. And so after he like motored off, I was like, oh wait, no, I think you misunderstood me. I didn't say calm. Because I was like, no, I am listening to you, because you did already say that it doesn't calm you anymore. I said it's common. And he understood, like he heard through, like, like when you see things peripherally, it's not like your main focus, but you notice it. So it's like that audio sense, like he caught on to it, but he wasn't like focusing on that. So it's just like that. Anyway, the heart palpitations, like anxiety, etc. I didn't even have coffee, dude. I wasn't even thinking about coffee. I just like came into the awareness, like my checkpoints, like, why does my heart feel like that? Especially after like I cleared my back, and then I sent it back. I was like, and then I had a little burp, and that was a prefix to, like amidst like fixing my back. And the more I fixed my back, the more I was like, I had bigger burps, and I was like, dude, trying to mess with me. It's already starting. 2 people, males. And that tells me, oh gosh, the females, what are they gonna do? Oh, it's not just like a backhand, it's like, that kind of energy. So I'm feeling I'm seeing the prefix, so let's do this with grace, with style, okay? All right, my extraterrestrial fam, what do you want to say about that? Talk your shit. Volume 4, with giving you the platform to assist in truth-telling and corrective actions, corrective pow-pows. Look, the Queen of Pentacles facing inwards on my thumb. Under my thumb, it's a girl who just... sorry, Rolling Stones. Knight of Cups in reverse. Are these secret admirers? or these are, you know, people that just can't follow through. People that can't follow through. So it's like, oh me, oh my, look what we found over here. So we don't, like, I don't play in, I've learned not to play into my ego too much, like, with, oh, like, flattery, like, oh my goodness, well, we gotta, like, soften the blow, because these are admirers, these are fans. All in all, when you look at the facts of what people do, and just the practicality of certain alignments, if they can't follow through, like, what kind of partnership is that, you know? So you have to look at it kind of unbiased and see it for what it is. Like, pobrecito, you know, kind of energy. Like, it doesn't change who I am, you know. I just see it for what it is. Me and my divine collective, okay? All right, what else do you want to tell me? My expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight with my extraterrestrial divine fam leading the way. What do you want me to convey? Ooh, 10 of Pentacles on my lap. Oh, look what I have manifested. It hit my right thigh and went down to the Queen of Pentacles, like Queen of Coins. Like, it slid, because I'm sitting like crisscross applesauce style. So it hit my thigh, and then it rolled down my calf, my left calf, onto the Queen of Pentacles. Like, I have manifested that. Do you understand? Do you understand? That's for me. That's for me. I'm still getting what I deserve and what I need. People are salivating. I feel it right here. I feel it. Okay, so what's peeking up over here? Judgment. Oh, and that's a stress. That's a huge emphasis right there. Holy smokes. I get what I deserve, just as what others get what they deserve. Look at that. Abracadabra. So the Queen of Wands in reverse. Is this external? Or is it more powerful for my internal? This saying is me. Objectively, it's like, oh, you want to dish that? Okay. Here you go. You know, it's like we all entered into like a pie making contest. And it's like, oh, you're dishing that? Okay. Well, here's my dish. Here's my dish. What do they say? Okay. They say it's okay to look behind that. 2 of Wands in reverse. So this is like 3 of Wands in reverse, but like magnifique with Hecate's special recipe sauce here. So we have brought it, me and Hecate and I. And I will always be here. Yeah. You love me. 7 of Cups. Look at that. So, there's other ways of going about things, and Hecate is teaching through me as a channel. So no more channel flipping, okay? Okay. All right, anything else? My extraterrestrial divine fam, what do you want to tell me? It fell on the 4 of Wands in reverse. Look at this. 3 of Wands capping the Knight of Wands. Have absolute confidence. Again, a reiteration. We just talked about the 3 of Wands, okay? And then it leading to, this is the 4 of Wands. It fell right on top of the 4 of Wands in reversal right there. So logistically speaking, it's almost instantaneous. Like, almost like like you stepped into a portal, and so there's, you know, there's not like the 3D thing of like packing up and like, you know, phase 1, phase 2, the cost of this, scheduling the pickup truck, this and that, pizza party for like trying to get like people to help, blah, 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 blah. No, it's instantaneous. You see that light? You see that light, how it's held? I didn't, that's part of channeling. The way you pick up your stuff, for sure. So 3 of Wands with the Knight of Wands, have absolute confidence in this, like, this change up. This is, like, this is so good. It's like nunchuck style with this, like, you know? Do you see that? Do you see that? You know, like, I don't remember, like, back, you know, when you dress in a costume. I remember this, like, when I was, like, maybe in 3rd, 4th grade. I don't know. I was a kid. And, sometimes we would mishmash costumes or whatever with whatever we had available. But anyway, I remember, like, I was a cat, but then I had black wings, too. I didn't give a shit because I liked it until somebody else questioned, like, what are you anyway? And I'm like, oh, I'm a cat. What are the wings for? I like them. But that was like one of the first few times where, like, I felt like I had to question myself. It wasn't, you know, like, there's certain instances when you're a child and you're like, I don't know, I just liked it. It's kind of like, you know, that artist Aurora. That's the vibe that you would feel and be, and that would be your presence without anybody having you to, like, question yourself, you know? So anyway, like, I remember, like, cutting the tail and like just wagging it, like, it's enough cups in reverse. You are enough, Tina. Me and my divine collective, we are enough. Look at this. So it's kind of doing that, like, nunchuck style. Like, I don't give a fuck. What is that? We don't give a WDA. Wait. With WDGAF. Flux Pavilion, Dr. P. That is right there. You're just having fun. Just having fun with it, okay? What you're bringing along. The plan is to have fun, okay? To enjoy it. Not the end goal, but also in the interim. That's enough. That's enough. Anything else you want to say? 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Like, see, it's enough. No lacking. So it was like, you know how they say that's wax sauce? It is not. It is absolutely not wax sauce. Okay. Okay. Tokyo Shytttt, Volume 4, Part B. What does my extraterrestrial divine fan want me to divulge? Anything more that I have not mentioned, that I have mentioned? What else do you want to tell me? 10 of Swords. Killer. Page of Pentacles in reverse. So, what fell on the 9 of Swords is the 4 of Cups, kind of like diagonal. So this is like a multiple choice thing, but it's like the right choice, and there's a huge emphasis. So as far as like executing something, like the things that I execute are a direct investment to my future, like a direct, like immediate future. So as soon as I execute something, okay, this is also for me, or me and my divine collective, okay? So as soon as we execute something, no matter how small, taking out the trash, putting in a new trash bag, whatever you want to clip in phases, whatever you accomplish, okay, paying a bill, putting your money, like your billfold, like properly away, putting your receipts away, you know, like hanging up your coat, whatever the frick it is, okay, it counts, okay? Because anything we execute, collectively speaking, it is it speaks a lot towards like the immediacy of things, you know. So never mind if there's like retrograde anything right now. Now we're not going to dismiss the energies of like the cosmic universe because extraterrestrial divine family is like bup, 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 bup. It's to like learn how to move with the flow of cosmic energies. And so it's just an expanded environment, looking at those forces as like an extended horizon. And it's kind of like nothing but the net kind of energy. It's almost like easy peasy. When you look at the dynamism within your locality and executing those things one by one, you're working with cosmic forces like in nothing but the net stuff. And so there's a huge emphasis, especially at this time, to get these things not just accomplished, but feel a sense of accomplishment and enjoyment and all of that. Like when you were a kid, you were in it for the spirit of the sport, not the like it was for the fun of it, not for the one up of it, you know, for the sense of like community enjoyment, like you know. So that's what they're aiming for here, that focus here, because you can easily get lost in the sauce, especially with like the maximum amount of pentacle or whatever that tool can bring, and so it's important to focus like back to the basics, not like in its Five of Pentacles sense and having a budget and restraint, etc. This is more like and this is not just like, oh, the prim proper value set, you know, ethics. This is like your experience. Remember, extra terrestrial divine fam. Okay. So when they say like at this time, is it for like just for like, let's say a week or a month, or is this like, because we're like a little blip in this like space and time continuum. Oh, I just burped. Yeah, it's the latter for sure. So moving forward, that's what we should focus on, because it brings a great deal of wealth, you know. Like I don't know what it is about that person, but I like their vibe. I'm invested. You know, I'm more invested. That kind of energy. King of Wands in reverse. What is this all about? External, internal, internal. It's like core roots. Core roots, core. Your chi, your life force. Your main root. Our main root. Elaborate, please, care to elaborate. Death in reverse. So there's something. So it's prime energy is in the root structure. Let's say with a tree or with perennial type of plants. The prime force is in the root structure. The energy is in hibernation, is in dormancy until an advantageous time comes to bring it to fertility again. So that's what it's saying here. So like death is kind of like a burial, but it's also highly transformative. Like you don't, just because something of a living dead. Is there some, I don't know, but it's like the roots are buried, but you have no idea how. And this is also talking about ancestral support. How much life force is fueled to what's above the surface. Okay. Talk your shit. So I didn't think this was gonna be all philosophical, feely stuff, but this is where they wanted to go. Tell me where to go. All right. What do you want to say? Also, talk your shit, Lina. Anything else that I should convey? Okay, it fell on the 5 of coins in reverse, but then it fell and then bridged onto the King of Wands in reverse. This is the 8 of Cups accentuated and the 8 of Swords accentuated. This is master number 88. It's the master spiritualist. This is an important message. I thought this was going to be all like chatty Cathy, you know, like let's get some dirt out of the way. But I think this is there's bigger stuff. Oh my gosh, I feel like a strong energy here. What do you call it? Electricity. Yeah. I'm saying do this, Tina. All right. So swords and cups. Okay. So we're talking about what is contained in the cups and the painting itself. So there's a level of discipline here. And 8 of Swords naturally is like contained, you know, feeling like entrapped almost, cornered, like, oh, the jig is up, okay? But there is a way out on this one, and we know it. And it's about personal logistics, knowing how to place oneself, okay? Not letting the world just do it for you. So these are your personal, like, you know, microdosed versions of the Tower moment. So this is microdosing on the Tower moment. For sure. So sometimes you have to leave certain places, certain energies, certain mindsets, because it's keeping keeping us entrapped. And so like these are complementary type of energies. Remember when we took the SATs and they had the dots like dog is to bone as cat is to, I don't know, yarn, you know? So the complementary type of energies here. So that's what they're showing me on the pairings here. It's quite relative, even though it's swords and cup, air, and what water. There's shared components, basically what they're saying. Okay, anything else that you want me to get from this? And this is actually a self-defined measure. Like you can't cheat where you are. Like your placement is not just defined by the universe, but like your internal scope. And so or our internal scope, okay? So that's what they wanted me to say about that. Okay. So the purpose of SATs is like their placement exams, okay? Like kind of standardized, I don't know what that stands for, I forgot. Standardized assessment tests? I don't know. Anyway, now it's not like, I think it stopped because there's different standards in place, and also it did not take into account like economical differences in curriculums, and yeah, like it showed if I remember correctly, like an unbiased type of measurement. And if you're going to look deeper into that, yeah, it was more of like a political agenda statement in segregation of where people should be, you know, and the inclusion, the detrimental inclusion of having our children subject to that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Anyway. Holy moly, what else do you want to tell me? I mean, what do you want me to... I want to tell you more shit, dang it. This doesn't feel like just my shit, but... I actually enjoyed those parts of the placement exams. I include that abbreviation. You'll see it like in the titles of my like old videos too. Like I use those what is it? It's not semicolon, colon, I guess, and a double colon kind of thing. Marking as abbreviations. Anyway. Alright, anything else? It is 35:15 on the clock. Anything else? Oh, okay, this fell in the same location, but now on the 8 of Swords, bridging on that. This is 5 of Swords accentuated, 10 of Wands accentuated, Emperor inverted, 10 of Cups inverted, and Temperance inverted. So this brings a shiz-ton of personal alignment, like personal fulfillment, like unlimited, like, you know, like I say, the Fountain of Youth. It's bringing that Emperor style to oneself. When, you know, if you can do that, that's like, that's spiritual alignment. That's the master spiritualist right there. What we just discussed right there, that is absolute personal fulfillment. You can take that into the next life, the next life, the next life, the next life, the next life. Your blueprint is automatically like singed. This is singed into your blueprints moving forward. So it's like an add upon, add upon, add upon, add upon. And so this is kind of like the energy of like a starseed type of energy. And like you do the tough stuff for your, you know, in your own personal like solitary measures. And we get great fulfillment off of that. I guess like nothing's, you know, is it all worthy things, all worthwhile things are done with effort. Well, I guess with TLC, with care, basically. And so it is a lot. It is a lot to carry. It's kind of like Jesus' cross, except like you know, like humiliation rituals, Jesus's cross bearing. You know, some might not believe in all of that stuff, but let's just talk about it in story time, okay? Like the humiliation ritual, like in occultism, okay? Like that's the visualization of it. But this is like taking things much further, because I don't think Jesus was the only one that was, I think they took it to that extreme. But it's like, not only are we going to give you this cross, but we're going to give it to you in 2 beams, you know, so you have to carry it all. We're not even going to assemble it, you know, upon the carry. So it's kind of like, here you go, IKEA style, you know, except, you know, real wood. So it's that more substantial in its carry. So anyway, when you're a master spiritualist, it's like nothing. It's EDC, an everyday carry, you know? And so it gives you the automatic 1-up. Not only are you refortified, but you can also, and stand on 2 legs, but like on stilts even. So this is a reward of like when you are entered into battle at any given time, when we are entered into battle at any given time, because of this practice, it's like we get gains, okay? Not just gains in its physical representation of like, you looking good now, like especially when you're not carrying that stuff, when you're your resting point, dude. But also like when you're engaged in battle, when we're engaged in battle, like there's no real winners in war, really, but this is the upper hand in it. Like, came out not just alive, but why am I hearing abduction? I don't know. What the frick does that mean? But this is with like upstanding. upstanding knowledge, upstanding intellect, and abilities. Hey, I didn't know this was going to be educational. Just kidding. All right, King of Coins. King me sauce. Empress, like, look at that. Graduation. Graduation. All right. I think this is, we're gonna end it here. Yeah, it's safe. We can do that here. Okay. Top of the deck, no secret to our sauce. Queen of Wands again in reverse. This is a hidden, again, the root structure, Hecate. Going through transits, the underground, and knowing your magic, your roots, getting to know them. Yeah, this is a special time. It's with, you know, Halloween, the veil being thin, etc. Like to get engaged in one's own studies and practices, even with the simple execution of day-to-day stuff. Remember, the 10 of Swords was here, upright, like it was right on my thumb. Like, there's no better person assigned to do it than us. So, there you have it. Okay, so I'll do one takeaway for my divine panel. I mean, my divine crew collective here. Justice. Look at that. You either have justice coming your way, and or because you are part of that bunch, you are attracting that. Yippee skippy. Yeah. You assist with balancing the scales simply by your own focus. Like, there's eye contact here, but also like speaking to your, you know, speaking to your shoes, collective. Okay, because I have justice here, balancing the scales, I'll check one for each side, okay? First side, 2 of Cups in reverse. Second side, oh, you got 2, dang. The Chariot, and then the Devil card in reverse. Okay. So, things are moving along for you. There's a lot of energies that have gone against you. There are like a lot of groupings that were trying to undermine what is deserving for you. But you did right on target by not having to control or obsess about things, which means like wasting your breath on it, even wasting your mindset on it. You kept focus and you just kept moving on, and so justice is brought your way. All right, so one for my extraterrestrial divine fam. 4 of Swords. They're assisting with a recoup. The recoup for the re-up. See, look, a little blackbird on the top right there. So, they are most present at like our calming moments. We're most tapped into like, what did the bird say? The bird told me clarifying. 2 of Swords. Yeah, so it's like putting your blinders on. And so 4 and 2, yeah, most calming states. 6 of Swords right there. They are most present and accessible when we're at our most calm. Okay? All right. Okay, my 3 takeaways. First one, Queen of Cups. Look at that. I am embodying those beyond my veil. Okay, awesome. All right. Yes. My second takeaway is I came up with a few others. Okay. Strength. Look at that. I have re-upped. Officially re-upped. Page of Cups, the Fool card in reverse, and Nine of Pentacles. Talk about re-up. I have officially re-upped. You know, before, like, you know, ready, set, go. On your marks, get set. You know, there's still an acknowledgement on that. Like, I've re-upped before like even starting. Interesting. Yeah, that's true. Okay. My third takeaway is 4512 is on the clock. Wheel of Fortune. I'm doing it. I'm on path. This is a glorified way of saying you are on path. Thumbs up. Clarified by, with the world spinning as it is and how crazy it is, you have like maintained your chi, like the NASA, you know, G-force, whatever, you kept your chi in balance, Tina. The star in reverse. Yeah, this is your internal chi, your hope, your compass. Your internal compass is secured with, like, even how crazy things are going. You're doing a fine job, little star seed. Look at that. Yeah. And they said don't, I guess relatively speaking, little and big, whatever. Maybe little is just a figure of speech, but they actually meant what? Five of Cups. No, there's big stuff in having to say goodbye. I think there's an acknowledgement of other energies keeping me, like, low by association. So it's not just a figure of speech, it's a clue in. King of Cups in reverse. So yeah, people who use their gifts are like shitty reasons. So I did block the energy with the back pain and like the heart palpitation, whatever. But, like, you know, as you move along, you got to know, you know, how to use that wand. Okay. Hecate doesn't. One from Hecate. I feel like I need one. Hecate. Three of Pentacles. She's giving me plenty of opportunities and, like, holding up the target, you know? For me. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. She said I can get one more. Or three? I can get three. Okay. One for each. Okay. Ace of Wands. I'm talking about, oh my gosh, for sure. She's like, numero uno. You have my wand, my tool. Okay, Tina? Don't forget it. Okay, it's not just any wand. Okay. It's like Moses parted the sea with his staff. But that's like deep type of energy. Thank you, Hecate. Second one, Queen of Swords. She has given me, like, sharpened my tongue too. Third opportunity. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It's almost effortless. It's like the wand is already powered up. I'm already charged. Go. She said, go. All right, awesome. Thank you to my expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight with my extraterrestrial divine fam, honoring this as, like, you know, as hosts, and Hecate also as a lead. Thank you so very much. And mentor, provider, facilitator. Thanks so much. All right, that's it for now. Thank you for all donations provided in and of light and love. I reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, properties, passions, pursuits. From those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought, form, pattern, and or entity to pass through what light of the Holy Spirit for cleansing, for blessings, for reformatting, to love and light energy, and to be refortified in me, only me, as free, no doubt, no attachment, except for all bonus points included. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas too, assisting with the sequence of roll out, enlighten, love by closed portals in this reading.